Are we going live now?
Yeah, thank you. Jai Baba. Nothing is real but God. Nothing matters but love for God. God is the only reality. All else that seems real is illusory. God and I are one. Meher Baba. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Thank you, beloved Baba, and Jai Baba to all of you. We are reading this superb book. This is now More Conversations with the Awakener by Bal Natu. We are on page number 7. I'm sorry, page number 9.
Incredible moments of bliss. One quiet night, I strolled along the seashore beneath a star-studded sky. Overwhelmed by the immensity of space and galaxies, I laid myself down on the sand, staring upward, wondering at this ever-renewing phenomenon. The awesome panorama stilled my mind, opened my heart, and for some moments, an indescribable bliss filled my being. However, the bliss left me as suddenly as it came, and I found myself in a bottomless contemplation. Does this stupendous enormity continue to stretch forth in all directions without end? Is it just one purposeless passive awareness extending itself to infinity, or is it an active consciousness threading through all that seems to exist? Is a great incomprehensible disorder swallowing all lesser orders? Or is there a prodigious unexplored order silently directing all apparent disorders under which the dreams of millions of people and billions of creatures flower and wither to blossom again? Fantastic. I felt I could not contain within myself the magnitude and mystery of it all. Ecstatic, I leaped to my feet, raised my hands, and danced and shouted at the top of my voice, incomprehensible, incredible.
Here the author Bal Natu ji, like most of us, feel at one point or the other in our life, what is all this about? What is this creation? What is this world? How enormous it is? How, infinite it is? What is the purpose of it all? Does it have any rhythm, any law, or is it something which is absolutely lawless and just happening like a big bang, something, all of a sudden something came up? So your certain words may require a little explanation. So he was sleeping and enjoying the starry night, and all of a sudden these thoughts came up. The bliss left me as suddenly as it came, and I found myself in a bottomless contemplation. Contemplation is when you are deeply absorbed in thought. When you even forget your own being, you are deeply focused on a particular thought. Thus, this stupendous enormity, stupendous again is astonishingly large, something that we cannot comprehend, we cannot understand. It is so large, infinity is so large that you cannot just measure it, cannot comprehend it with our limited intellect. Stupendous enormity continue to stretch forth in all directions without end. He's asking the question to himself, is it that it is just stretching out and stretching out? Because science is now, not now, but several years before also, that galaxies after galaxies, Milky Way, stars, planets, they are just being produced into space. So you can imagine the enormity of all these things, how huge, how large, how stupendous, absolutely cannot be gauged. Enormity continues to stretch forth in all directions without end. Is it just one purposeless, without any purpose, purposeless passive awareness extending itself into infinity? Or is it an active consciousness? Here, the meaning of consciousness could mean, when I looked up, it could also mean willfulness. Is it something happening willfully and not just happening purposelessly? Yeah, active consciousness treading through all that seems to exist. So he's perplexed. He's asking this question. Is a great incomprehensible, something which is impossible to understand, incomprehensible, is a great incomprehensible disorder swallowing all lesser orders. That means it is something orderless, lawless, incomprehensible. It is just expanding and extending without any purpose. Or is there a prodigious will be colossal or huge, again the same thing, vastness? Or is it that the prodigious, unexplored order silently directing all apparent disorders? That means there is an order which is unexplored. We do not know what that intelligence is. We cannot even name that, what it is. That particular unnameable stuff, prodigious, unexplored order, silently directing all apparent disorders under which the dreams of millions of people and billions of creatures flower and wither to blossom again. Is there something which is unexplored, which is directing all these other orders so that there is a flowering, there is a blossoming, and then there is a withering, and again there is a blossoming and withering, as we see a cyclical thing. Things keep on just life and death is nothing but that, blossoming and withering, and again blossoming again. So that is what he was wondering and contemplating. Fantastic, he says, fantastic.
I felt I could not contain within myself the magnitude and mystery of it all. Ecstatic, I leapt.
No, you said that. Sorry, go ahead. No way.
A sweet, loving voice spoke behind me. What is incredible?
Now he was shouting at the top of his voice, incredible, incomprehensible. Just then, as always, Baba pops in and says, what is incredible?
I turned and saw you smiling at me with a mischievous glint in your eye.
A glint is a flash of light. And those who have seen Baba, they say that Baba's eyes would flash. There was a flash in his eyes.
Startled though I was, I burst out laughing. Your being here at this moment is super incredible.
So he says it's super incredible for you to be here at this time.
Then we laughed together and sat down on the sand. Surveying my awestruck, bemused expression.
Bemused is confused expression.
You asked me if I was feeling all right. I shook my head and mumbled, not quite, until I hear something from you. About what? About those rapturous moments I just experienced. Where did they come from and where have they gone? They receded to where they came from. I frowned in mock gravity and said, don't make fun of my question. I'm serious. Your eyes glimmered and you answered me. I am absolutely serious. These moments visit anyone when body, mind, and heart are in harmony and when no expectations exist. Then this nameless wonder contained within this universal mystery opens up and bliss spills out. To live even for a moment in this wonder is to renew one's being in my presence. This is still enigmatic. What is this harmony? Does this harmony you speak of mean? It means what it means.
Right. See Baba's way of answering. It means what it means. All right. Coming back to, so here, of course, Baba pops up as always. And okay, then we laughed together and sat down on the sand. Surveying my awestruck, bemused expression, confused, you asked me if I was feeling all right. I shook my head and mumbled, not quite, until I hear something from you. So the Bal Natuji was expecting some explanation, some clarification from you. About what? About those rapturous moments I just experienced. Extreme happiness, rapturous, you are in raptures, you're extremely happy. I just experienced. Where did they come from? And where have they gone? So Baba replies, they receded to where they came from. That means the entry and the exit is our own being. It comes from within us and it goes and again settles down within us. I frowned in mock gravity. Mock gravity would mean I just mocked seriousness. That it is, I am seriously asking you and you are joking with me. I frowned in mock gravity and said, don't make fun of my question. I am serious. Your eyes glimmered again, the glint glow, and you answered me, I am absolutely serious. This moments, oh, this is important, these moments visit anyone when body, mind, and heart are in harmony and when no expectations exist. In other words, when our body, mind, and heart are in harmony, they are all on the same wavelength, and there is no expectation from anybody or anything, then this feeling just erupts. Then, this nameless wonder contained within this universal mystery opens up and bliss spills out. To live even for a moment in this wonder is to renew one's being in my presence. In other words, when you are in that state, even for a moment, it renews Baba's presence within us. This is still enigmatic. Enigmatic again, mysterious, not easily solvable, mysterious. This is still enigmatic. What does this harmony you speak of mean? What does it mean when you say harmony? What does it mean? It means what it means. So then Baba goes on to explain.
You seem to be in a humorous mood today, but please let your answer be comprehensible. Your expression turned serious as you gazed at me. I have no answer that will fit your rational comprehension, but try to listen carefully to what I say. The source of bliss is ever present within you. As soon as your thoughts and feelings offer no resistance, there is harmony and bliss flows forth. But these moments recede with the first surge of possessiveness, for they are extremely pure and extremely shy.
I think we need to go a little deeper into this very superb paragraph which says, here, okay, this is anime. What does it mean? You seem to be in a humorous mood today, and we always find humor as a very, very integral part of God, of Baba. You know, one must cultivate this art if we don't have it. And if we have it, then we must use it at every opportunity that we get. So here Bal Natu says, you seem to be in a humorous mood today, but please let your answer be comprehensible. Please say in a language that is intelligible to me, that I can understand and intellectually apply. Your expression turned serious as you gazed at me. I have no answer that will fit your rational comprehension because we are all rational beings. Everything we want to have rationality, logic, reason, and all that. So Baba says, I have no answer that will fit your rational comprehension, but try to listen carefully to what I say. Means if you listen carefully, perhaps you'll be able to understand something of what I'm trying to convey. And now Baba says, the source of bliss is ever present within you. In other words, the source of bliss is ever present within each one of us. But that is covered up, enveloped, shrouded, blocked by so many other thoughts, feelings, emotions, infighting, and all that, as a result of which we are stopping that flow of bliss to come out from us. The source of bliss is ever present within you. As soon as your thoughts and feelings offer no resistance, there is harmony and bliss flows forth. Earlier we said body, mind, and heart, they are all in harmony. Many a times our mind would think differently, our heart would feel differently, and our body would act or behave differently. So there is this harmony. So here Baba says that as soon as your thoughts and feelings, they are all both on the same level. Offer no resistance. Offering no resistance would also mean accepting the way we are, what we are, where we are, and all that. That means there is no resistance offered to the thoughts and the feeling. There is 100% resignation, surrenderance, acceptance to what is. As soon as your thoughts and feelings offer no resistance, there is harmony and bliss flows forth. It just comes out. But these moments recede with the first surge of possessiveness. Possessiveness, you could also mean selfishness, self-centeredness. Oh, this is my feeling, this is my emotion. I'm the only one getting this, you are not getting it. That means you are limiting the unlimited. But these moments recede with the first surge of possessiveness, for they means the feeling of bliss that comes out, for they are extremely pure. In other words, possessiveness is an aspect of impurity, is an aspect of selfishness. So Baba says, for they are extremely pure and extremely shy. They are very shy. The moment they feel that something else comes in, they will recede into our own being. Talking about shyness, Baba had a message, that words to the effect that Baba, I am shy of strangers. I am shy of strangers. And that is why Baba does not enter into our heart, because we have filled it with a lot of strangers. And what are all these strangers? All the so-called negativity, possessiveness, greed, jealousy, pride, etc., etc. So Baba says, I am fully manifest in those hearts where any of these strangers are not there. It is a very rare thing. So whenever the heart is empty of strangers, we feel Baba's presence. It's not that Baba comes from outside in, because he's always in. It only means that when these things are, weeded out, the manifestation of that which is within, which is truth, which is reality, which is bliss, it manifests. And the moment those things come up, that will again recede or recoil into a shell and will not show up at all till again there is a second clearance.
Any moment is what you make it. You continue. Its meaning depends upon how you respond to it and how you let it happen. It can be active or passive or simply silent. It can be fast or slow or an eternity. Perfect harmony is the harbinger of my pure presence. Are you listening to what I'm saying?
Sorry, any moment is what you make it. The sentence seems so innocent and simple, but there's so much of profundity in that, so much of depth in it. Any moment, every moment is a moment when we are either getting more and more bound, or we are getting more and more free. That means emancipated. Every moment is a moment where we have to make a choice, and it will depend, everything will depend upon how we respond to that moment. The moment has already happened. That cannot be changed. That is the given. And the moment has happened because of our past samskaras or impressions. In other words, any environment that we find ourselves in, any situation, any occasion, any event, any happening, is all because of the load of the past samskara. There you cannot do anything. But what you can do is to trim, train, whatever you word you want to use, our responses in such a manner that that moment liberates us rather than binds us. So here Baba says this one sentence, any moment is what you make it. It entirely depends upon how you respond to that moment. Sorry.
Aban is asking, has he written, who has written this conversation?
Okay, Aban. Okay, Aban. Okay, no. I wanted to say रामायण खत्म हो गया फिर राम कौन था ऐसा हो गया.
Maybe because I've been not attending regularly.
You know me very well. I love to joke. Anyway, this book is written by Bal Natu. He was one of Baba's Mandli. This was written after Baba dropped his body. And there's a series, there's a series of 4 books called Conversations with the Awakener, More Conversations with the Awakener, Intimate Conversations with the Awakener, and Flowing Conversations with the Awakener. When Flowing Conversations was being written, Bal Natu also dropped his body. But after that, those who were around him, those who were helping him with the books and all that, they published it later on after his passing over to Baba. So here, this is the Awakener for us and for Bal Natu, obviously, is nothing and nobody but Meher Baba himself, right? So that is why the Awakener is Baba, because Baba himself said that I have come not to teach but to awaken. So the person who comes to awaken is obviously the Awakener.
No,
So,
but Cyrus, you have been always saying that I take the books where Baba's words himself were there. That is why this question, because...
Same thing, my dear Avan. In the very first few sessions, I kept on repeating that I am now going a little wayward in a sense, not the correct word to use. And this is such a superb book where it is like down to earth DIY, do it yourself book, where Bal Natuji is expressing doubts, weaknesses, attachments, fears, and all that on our behalf to the Awakener.
No,
and Awakener is
I understand. It is beautiful. It is very good. Language is also very lucid. But because I may not have attended that session where you made this explanation, that you say I'm going a little wayward or something of that sort. But I always kept in mind that tu hamesha evanna જ bolto to. તેથી I question છે.
This is an exception to the rule. And
so it is an exception to the rule.
Who have missed out in between also to go to the Bombay Center's Facebook page and read, because it's a matter of 1 hour. I try not to extend it beyond 1 hour too much, maybe 5-10 minutes here and there. So that way you can keep the link of these sessions on Tuesdays and Saturdays.
In fact, in this chapter, in this book when we started, there was a chapter where Bal Natu is addressing that people are asking, have you written this book? So he's given a very superb response to it. You know, I can't.
Anyway, so
I want to ask this from Aban.
Yes.
I mean, as and when she attends more sessions, a question she should ask herself, I mean, her own heart, whether she feels it in her heart that these are Baba's words or not.
Yes,
I mean, at least I have no doubt about it.
I felt it. I felt it. But
Thank you.
When you were saying Bal Natu and all that, so મને વિચાર આવ્યો કે Bal Natuની સાથે, that way I was a little bit confused. Then I said I must clear my confusion.
Thank you.
So this question.
Last time we did what's wrong about confusion. When the confusion is confused about itself, then clarity will not. So you
you make it more confused.
We are all in the same boat. Confusion.
The language is very beautiful, lucid, can be understood, and we can take it as if Baba only is saying.
The most important thing I found in this book is there is much for us to take home. On a day-to-day basis, we can know so many things where we can respond in a manner where the Awakener wants us to respond.
Yes.
You see? So thank you, Aman, for drawing this, bringing up this question. Okay. Now mute your mic. Now mute your mic.
Yes, exception.
Thank you, dear. Thank you, dear. All right.
Rules the rule.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so here Baba says, any moment is what you make it. You continue. Its meaning depends upon how you respond to it and how you let it happen. How we have been knowing this for umpteen years, that not what happens, but how you respond to what happens is important in life. Because what happens has just happened. It has happened. There's no control. You have no control to what has happened outside of you. But you have all the control of how you respond because that is inside of you. So we need to control our insides as to how one should respond to moment situation when we are facing life. And that is what Baba is trying to teach us here in order to respond in a very spiritually matured manner so that every moment we use that as a springboard for growth, as something that we can move on further and further and further rather than going down the dumps. So here that is what it says. Its meaning depends upon how you respond to it, what meaning you give to it, and how you respond to it, and how you let it happen. How you let. Many times, you need to let it happen. That's all. You cannot have control over everything, but within yourself, your responses to what is happening in the outside world. It can be active or passive or simply silent. You can just be simply silent and be a witness to what is happening all around you. Because in any case, Baba says, everything that is happening is a passing show, is an illusion, is not a reality. So why should we just jump into every situation as if it's a reality? It can be fast or slow or an eternity. So Baba is saying your response can be either of these. Perfect harmony is the harbinger of my pure presence. Harbinger, some people pronounce. So that harbinger is precursor, like you can say, foretelling something to happen or somebody to come. So when you are in absolute harmony, it's a harbinger that Baba's presence will be felt within you. Talking about this word harbinger, I'm reminded of exactly. In Lord Meher, it is written that the harbinger of the Autaric Advent was Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. There's a statement which says that he augured in the Autaric Advent. Now, from where they have stated, I really do not know. I'm sure Baba must have hinted it somewhere. So harbinger would mean that somebody who foretells. Like, for example, if there's a storm, or then thunder, lightning, then is a harbinger for heavy rain. Let's put it that way. So here Baba says that perfect harmony is the harbinger of my pure presence. Are you listening to what I'm saying? Baba is saying, are you listening? Are you understanding what I'm saying?
My blank expression must have given me away. I'm listening, but not following, I confess. Hearing music does not imply the ability to skillfully play an instrument. To be honest, everything you said just now is beyond my conception. Is it the conception itself that you have to let go? You reply. Is it the conception? It is the conception itself that you have to let go. You reply. I mean to say that I know the dictionary meanings of the words you use. But when these words form a sentence, It makes no sense to me. Perhaps my attempt to draw a specific meaning from your statements conditions the unconditional game you play as the lawless infinity.
See the languaging. All right. Baba is asking, are you listening to what I'm saying? My blank expression must have given me away. Bal Natuji's blank expression made Baba ask, are you listening? Are you understanding what I'm saying? So he replies, I am listening, but not following. I confessed. Hearing music does not imply the ability to skillfully play an instrument. You just hear the music and enjoy the music, appreciate the music. Doesn't mean that you are able to play a piano or a guitar or whatever, any instrument. To be honest, everything you said just now is beyond my conception, beyond my faculty, beyond my limit, beyond my understanding. I cannot conceive it. I cannot comprehend it. I cannot understand. It just, we say it's going over the head. We say that, it's gone over the head, like that. Beyond my conception. See, now Baba is catching the word conception. It is the conception itself that you have to let go. See how Baba is telling that most of us are unable to do certain things because we have got certain concepts. And Baba said it is the conception itself that has to be let go. That you should let go. Only then you will be. In other words, conceptions are bindings. They do not allow us the freedom to understand things because we are bound with certain preconceived notions. Our upbringing, our preconceived, how our mindset is. That is the mindset is the bada, is the limitation, the block, which blocks us from understanding anything beyond. It is the conception itself that you have to let go. You replied. I mean to say, Bal Natuji is saying, I mean to say that I know the dictionary meanings of the words you use. But when these words form a sentence, it makes no sense to me. Perhaps my attempt to draw a specific meaning from your statements conditions the unconditional game you play as the lawless infinite. Superb. I'll repeat this because it has to sink in order to be intoxicated with these words. Otherwise, it's just heard and just lost somewhere. What Bal Natu says, perhaps my attempt to draw a specific meaning from your statements conditions the unconditional game. Baba plays an unconditional game. There is no law, there is no rule, there is no rhythm, there is no predictability. He can do anything, anytime, anywhere, and yet he is correct, he is right. So perhaps your statements condition the unconditional game you play as the lawless infinite. Capital L, capital I. Baba is infinite, but Baba is lawless infinite. No laws bind him. Anything that he does, whether in our conception, in our limited mind, it may be right, it may be wrong, it may not be correct, but it is absolutely truth because it has come from the truth. Now, I have just marked a few examples of this lawless infinite. It may not exactly fit in here, but I thought a little storytelling would do good. We all know Baba used to play cards, the game of Laris. Now the name is only Laris, but the game is absolutely different from Laris. Like 20, 30, 40 people would be sitting and each one would be dealt with a card and all that. When we talk about the lawless infinite, Baba would ensure, rightly or wrongly in our language, by hook or by crook, by cheating or whichever way, to have the most important card, the joker or he always does this, what we call as cheating. And when the game is played, people sit in a circle. I'm not going to explain it in details. Baba would be sitting. The next man or woman, I think it was mostly men, if I'm not mistaken, would be the other team, the second team. First team, second team. Again, first team, second team, first team, second team. Like that, all will be there. And then each one would deal with the cards. And it will be always ensured that Baba wins the game. As I said, hook or by crook, lawless infinite. And why Baba does it, we do not know. One of the reasons could be that he has so pre-arranged the sitting that the one who is the loser, because Baba is the winner, the loser has to rub the nose in front of Baba on the floor. And by rubbing the nose, Baba must be doing some kind of karmic workout, karmic cleansing of those people. And that is why he would always win. And all the losers would be rubbing the nose in front of Baba. So again, the lawless part, I'll just try. The second thing that comes to my mind, we all know that on 2nd of December 1956, Baba underwent what we call as, I call it, a self-imposed suffering by way of a car accident in Uttare, which is very close to Satara, right? Exactly opposite the spot where the so-called accident took place, there is a mango grove, sort of a place, where Baba and the Mandali played cricket. I think it was about 18 months before, if I'm not mistaken, exactly the same spot. And when the cricket was played, Baba invited people to come from Pune and Bombay and maybe some other places as well. And Baba gave them a direction that do not think that this is just a game. It's a very serious matter. I want you to play with all your might, with all your seriousness, And when the game was played, Baba, again, the lawless infinite is that he would betting from both the sides, from both the teams. And I think if the one of Sarosh was the captain of one team, and I think Nariman was the captain of the other team, and Baba would bet from both the teams, There's no fielding for Baba. And important thing is the moment when both the scores, of course, the first team played and then the second team played, and when both the scores were quits, Baba just stopped the game at that point and said, the game is over. My work is done. What work, we do not know. All those players later on realized, first of all, the next day they felt terribly exhausted. Their each and every muscle was paining because it was a very serious game. And then after this 18 months or whatever, when the accident took place, it was exactly opposite the spot where the game was played. What is the meaning? We do not know. But here, lawless limits, we are talking about that he wanted to play and bet a lawless infinity from both the sides. We also know that before Baba started off from Pune to Satara, the same day, 2nd of December, 1956, Baba visited his family home, which what we call as Baba house now. He visited his family home, went straight into Jal's room. Jal is Baba's brother Jal's room, and called the two nephews, Rustam and Saurabh. They were young, and told them to bring out the marbles, because Baba used to play very beautiful marbles. He used to play it very, what should I say? Skillfully, skillfully. So the children were very much interested. So they brought all the marbles and all that. And Baba said, put it on the bed. So it was all put on the bed. And then Baba selected one marble, which is called the striker marble. And the boys, Rustam and Saurabh, later on narrated, and every time they narrate, there is so much of, they say that Baba picked up that marble and there was a look of seriousness in Baba's face. And then he took such a long aim at the marble and struck it so hard that much of the marbles just fall off the bed and many of them were broken into pieces. And when Baba did the striking, obviously, the children said, now my turn. The second turn, now my turn. Baba clapped and said, the game is over. The game is over. And he just walks out of the house without any, just walks out. And then later on, there was this accident. So here, Baba has his own laws about everything. And he is, in a sense, lawless. I also remember a case, an instance where, from our standpoint, I am talking, Baba would bluff. Let's put it that way. He would just say certain thing, and according to us, it's a bluff. Our level of thinking. And once such a thing happened, where, if I'm not mistaken, Baba's brother Behram, younger brother Behram, said a certain thing which was not right, which was not correct, and Baba corrected him. And Baba said, Behram, Baba told Behram, but Behram, this is not correct. This is not the truth. And immediately, being the brother, he also retorted, but Baba, you also bluff sometimes. You also just lagao. We call it lagao dha. You also bluff. Immediately, Baba's face turned very serious, very red, and Baba said that I am the truth, and the truth can never lie. Remember this. In other words, even though Baba may be doing certain things which apparently for us is a lie or lawlessness, as we call it, it is not lawlessness, it is the truth, because he is the truth, and everything that comes from the truth can be nothing but the truth. And one last incident that just came into my mind was, now this happened in the West. I'm sure it could be sometime in the 30s, where Baba and a few Western Manlis, they went for a walk, an evening walk or something like that. And there was a private property, no trespassing. And Baba said, come on, let's go inside, let's go there. And Herbert Devi was Kitty Devi's brother. Kitty Devi was Baba's very close disciple. He told Baba, it's unethical. It's not decent. It's not proper for us to just enter into somebody's property when they have written that this is a private property. But Baba, being Baba, the lawless infinite, he said, he never said anything, and he went in. He went in, and the records say that he met somebody over there. Nothing happened. Nobody scolded them. Why are you entering? Why are you trespassing? He met somebody whom Baba says looked like somebody who was an agent, Baba's spiritual agent, which Herbert was supposed to find out and convey some message or something. So Baba said, by your not coming with me and by your not obeying my instructions, you have missed an opportunity to see the person who looks exactly like the agent whom I wanted you to meet. So now your work is that much more difficult. So coming to that, and one more last, I know I'm taking a little time, which is not exactly our subject right now, but all the same. Again, it is about Herbert Devi, who was a little, from the worldly standpoint, disappointed that Baba keeps on giving promises that he will break his silence, that he will do this, he will do that, and he doesn't do it. And it becomes very embarrassing for the disciples to face the world, to face other people, to face the friends, because we do a lot of propaganda, in a sense, saying that Baba would be breaking the silence and all that, but you don't fulfill your promise. So it's not. So this is what Baba explains. Baba's reply to Herbert was very poignant. It is good for mankind, rather essential, to adhere to religious and moral principles and observe religious bindings, but for the spiritual path, they are unnecessary. I am beyond all principles, bindings, laws, and matters pertaining to the worldly duties. I am perfect, and there is no restraint or binding for me. I have broken all barriers, and I have gone beyond all laws. According to the moral code of the world, one's word or promise is considered by mankind to be sacred. But he who has gone beyond time, space, cause, and effect, is not limited by anything. For him, there is no such thing as bondage. The infinite cannot be bound by anything finite, however sublime the aim may be. This means that one cannot limit the limitless. For this reason, and without your asking, I give you promises, and your aim will be fulfilled at the proper time. But I also know that the promise can be a time-serving device. I repeat, but I also know that a promise can be a time-serving device. It is not meant for fulfillment, but necessitated by circumstances. It is a demand of the situation, and so I do not care for its resultant reaction. Now, this may seem very, how can it be? But Baba is Baba, and that is why all this came about, because of those two words, lawless, infinite. This is from Lord Meher, the original volume number 5, page number 1820, 1821. I'm just giving a reference source. If somebody wants, there's a lot of it, but I don't want to read the whole thing. So here the word is, again I repeat this last sentence, perhaps my attempt to draw a specific meaning from your statements conditions the unconditional game you play as the lawless infinite. Baba plays this game which is unconditional, which is coming from the lawless infinite.
Yes, you nodded. That you see this much shows that your mind and heart are opening to the harmony within you. All the immensity of space is nothing compared to the immensity of silence that is within you. The rhythm of my remembrance drowns you in that silence which invites me. These moments of bliss are the forerunners of my presence. Do you understand my words? I had to admit that I did not quite. However, they struck an endearing chord in my heart. I looked into your deep-set eyes, which held eternity in them, and I heard you ask me, any question? Fairly dazed, I answered, question? What question? No questions. Again, I saw that mischievous smile, and then you were gone. Your disappearance seemed as natural as your appearance. Yet, your arrival and departure was so astounding that it took me some time to come out of the spell they cast upon me. Then, as I returned to my normal senses and became aware once again of the vast panorama, I wondered if your visit had been only a projection of my own mind. But the next moment, I heard a clear whisper from the heart, no. And your playful smile came back to me, a reminder not to be snared by the tricks of mind. With an overwhelming sense of gratitude, I got up, looked up, closed my eyes, and the waves of deep silence rolled and resounded within me. Incomprehensible, incredible.
All right. I'll read it again. Yeah. So when Bal Natu ji says that maybe because I'm trying to make a certain type of sense of what you are saying, that is why I am not able to understand your words. I am not open. I am having certain concepts, and these very concepts are now binding me. And then when Bal Natu ji says, you play as the lawless infinite, Baba, yes, you nodded. That you see this much shows that your mind and heart are opening to the harmony within you. That means once we understand that we cannot bind Baba, that Baba is infinite, that nothing can bind him, that he is unconditional in every respect. His love is unconditional, and he has no laws that would bind him. So once we understand that, and once we have joined our, let's say, made a link between us and Baba, between us and the unconditional love, and between us and the lawless infinite, then we are open to him, then we understand that these things are ununderstandable. We understand that these are not things which can be easily understood. We just let go, we just flow with the flow, with his remembrance in our heart. So your Baba says that you see this much shows that your mind and heart are opening to the harmony within you. All the immensity of space, because he was admiring the immensity of space. Baba says, all the immensity of space is nothing compared to the immensity of silence that is within you. And Baba has said it time and time again, that it is not that you are in the cosmos. Actually, the cosmos is within you. The entire creation, the entire cosmos is within you. All right. The rhythm of my remembrance drowns you in that silence which invites me. Again, here Baba is emphasizing on his remembrance, remembering him. And here the word is the rhythm of my remembrance. It should be so rhythmic, it should be so constant, it should be so spontaneous, it should be so joyous that there's a music, a nature, spontaneous and naturalness. Yes, there's a music to it when you keep on repeating Baba, Baba, Baba. The rhythm of my remembrance drowns you in that silence which invites me. These moments of bliss are the forerunners. Again, forerunners, same thing, harbingers of my presence. Do you understand my words? The moment we are in a state of peace, poise, where our mind, body, and the heart, they're all at one level, where we have resigned everything to what is happening outside of us, then that is where we have peace, and that is where they are the forerunners of Baba's presence. I had to admit that I did not quite. He says very open, very frank, saying that I did not quite understand what you are trying to say. However, they struck an enduring chord in my heart. Many a times, many a things we do not understand. Even in this forum that we are doing, it goes above us, But the very fact that these are Baba's words, which we are working upon, which we are talking, somewhere it strikes a chord within our heart, which makes our association with Baba, our connection with Baba stronger and stronger. We may not understand the words, but the very use of the words, Baba's words, Baba himself said that when he utters certain words, there is a certain kind of spiritual energy which is attached to these words, and it will definitely benefit those who work on those words. And my understanding would be work would not just necessarily only mean reading, speaking, understanding, discussing, but also internalizing and applying it in our moment to moment living. So here Baba says, I had to admit that I did not quite. Bal Natu says, however, they struck an enduring chord in my heart. I looked into your deep set eyes, which held eternity in them. And I heard you ask me any question. Baba is asking any question. Fairly dazed, bewildered, dazed. I answered, question. What question? No question. Again, I saw that mischievous smile, and then you were gone. This was Baba's trait. He comes and goes in a jiffy, so to speak. Your disappearance seemed as natural as your appearance. Yet, your arrival and departure were so astounding that it took me some time to come out of the spell they cast upon me. The appearance and the disappearance casts a spell that it takes me some time to come out of that car. Many times we may have experienced, I'm sure, when we go to Mehrabad, we just don't feel like coming back into the world, so to speak. We are holding that memory, that image, that environment, that purity in our heart, in our mind, but after a few days or so, it just gradually diminishes, and then we are back on the run, running about here and there. So like that, just imagine, we are talking about Samadhi, but just imagine Baba's own presence, his awesome presence that comes before us and gives us such beautiful answers to all the emotional gamut that we go through in our life, and then he goes away. So obviously he says, yet your arrival and departure was so astounding that it took me some time to come out of the spell they cast upon me. Then, as I returned to my normal senses and became aware once again of the vast panorama, I wondered if your visit had been only a projection of my own mind. Many times we doubt, sometimes, Baba's words, when Baba speaks into our heart, whether it is our own mind or whether it is really the voice of God that way. But the next moment, I heard a clear whisper from the heart, no, and your playful smile came back to me. A reminder not to be snared by the tricks of the mind. Snared means trick. Snare, you be trapped. Snared would mean trapped. Not to be trapped by the tricks of the mind. Because mind is always tricky. Mind is always wants to trap us. Because mind is friend with Maya. And so mind will always trap us into and take us into so-called illusion. With an overwhelming sense of gratitude, I got up, looked up, closed my eyes, and the waves of deep silence rolled and resounded within me. Deep silence rolled and resounded within me. These two words, incomprehensible, incredible. So that is the end of the chapter. Of course, we are almost done. If anybody has any questions or not, if not questions, if anybody wants to share something, you're most welcome. We still have about 3 minutes to go. Definitely, I'm not starting a new chapter. Bolo. Dattaji, you want to say something?
No, the session was so profound that we went into a deep meditation on Baba. Thank you very much.
Yes, yes. It is like a meditation on Baba.
Yeah.
And every time we get to know so many beautiful, I would say, pathways. Yeah, pathways to him. In spite of all our weaknesses, attachments, shortcomings, whatever we may have done in the past, the so-called, we call it sins, in spite of all these things, Baba is merciful, Baba is understanding, Baba is showing us the path out. He never says, why did you do this? You should not do this. Next time, don't do it. No, he doesn't. He just accepts us as we are, what we are, the way we are, and does not even remind us of how bad or how sinful or how whatever we are. He just shuns all those aspects of ourselves and says, this is the way to follow. This is the way to go. So it's always a positive thing. Yes, Dilshad, go ahead. Dilshad, go ahead. Dilshad Kapadia. Okay, Aman.
Cyrus, I feel.
1 minute. Let Aman complete. Yes, Dilshad.
Cyrus, I feel that the way this book is written, we individuals also can imagine that Baba is besides us, and we may ask our questions and he will answer according to our own wants.
Absolutely. We can relate to this book. Yeah, that's why in the starting, when I started this book, I said, although these are not Baba's words, I am just taking a little deviation from our standard principles, because I feel that it is very beautiful for us to how to live by Baba's words. That is how it.
But then, you know what I feel? The answers will be of our own making,
Not
of what our own choice.
Not necessarily.
Baba's answers will be our own choice.
If the I in you is absent when you are talking to Baba,
Huh?
then I'm sure it will be of his choice and not our choice.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Okay, Dilshad. Dilshad, go.
Jai Baba Cyrus Ji
Jai
and
Baba.
Soumya.
Jai Baba.
May I please request you to repeat the page number where you were reading out from Lord Meher about Baba talking about his silence and that questioner. The page number you.
That's what happens, Dilshad, when people come in a little late. I always read the page number.
No, not of the book. Cyrus Ji, you read out a
I
passage.
said that also. I said that.
Yes, I could not take it down. My apologies.
Okay, dear. No. Don't go to Apollo.
It was too fast, so I could not write it down.
No problem, dear. Lord Meher, the original edition, first edition, volume number 5, page numbers 1820, 1821.
Okay, I only remembered 1/8. Thank you so much.
Not to worry. And please don't mind me, because I love cracking jokes and being a little humorous. So don't feel bad about it.
Thank you, Cyrus Ji.
Because why? I tell you why. Because even if you feel bad, I don't mind. That's the whole problem. All right, tell my dear. Okay.
Thank you, Cyrus Ji. Thank you so much. Thank you, Baba.
Okay, thank you, Baba. Avatar Meher Baba.
Baba,
Jai Baba. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
Thank you.